Welcome to Cinematire Short Rants, where I talk about a specific costume thing that bugged me about a movie or TV series. An unlikely group of heroes set off on a dangerous quest to places far beyond their home, where they must face their inner demons and come together to save their world. Willow is a show, I guess?
Is it working?
No.
I wasn't going to do a video about it, but I'm so mad that now I have to. If you didn't know going into this that it's a sequel series to a movie from the 80s, that's okay. They reference enough from the movie that it really just feels like flashbacks and exposition in the way that a lot of stories that aren't sequels do, and that's really all they kind of do right about this show. I actually genuinely like a complicated protagonist. Not every queer character needs to be likable. I like anachronistic language and music and fantasy.
Focus.
With the exception of 3 characters, though, everyone in this show is just vastly unlikable.
Seriously?
Add to that the disjointed costumes with no definitive vision, and you have Disney's Willow series.
What do we do? I don't know. I thought you had a plan. I thought you would have a plan. What?
First things first, there's just nothing visually about this world that says it's a specific thing, specific society. I haven't seen the movie in 20 years, but that shouldn't matter. The media being created should stand on its own. It should tell you its story visually without depending on references to past media. There are 2 types of costumes in this show. Stuff that look like our world, but through a pre-industrial revolution fantasy filter, and generic fantasy with no cohesive voice. Willow wears what looks like an old man fishing on a Sunday vest. Laura has this folk festival look. Kit's wearing, I don't know, like a jean jacket, but not made of denim. Eric and Lily just look like they're from a fashion edition of that 70s show. Don't get me started on her, like, final dress. That just fully looks like a prom dress.
I admit I'm disappointed.
Also, the Forest Lumberjack lesbians? Like, okay, this could have been cool if it had been throughout. I don't like the design of it, but the concept is fun. It's fairly clever, but it's not consistent at all. Almost everyone else dresses in generic fantasy, but not in a cohesive way. You've heard me go on and on about culture and resources. If you were to be asked what this culture is, what they do, why they dress the way they do, what would you say? I genuinely can't figure out what this is supposed to be outside of, these are nice fabrics. Fantasy is cool, huh? If I were to go through and edit this, I'd have the older people wear fantasy clothes, make the style more cohesive per city, kind of like Shadow and Bone or Wheel of Time, and give almost all the other younger people the kind of Earth-like clothing, so it just seems like a decided fashion choice. Put Willow in obvious fantasy clothes, or just what Graydon and Jade are wearing, by making it more of a mix of the two since they're adhering to the expectations set forth for them, and change Lily's final dress altogether. The sheer with the jewels across the chest looks too earth modern and it ruins it. I know this is a short video, and mostly it's so I can complain about how mad this show makes me, but I genuinely don't get why this was made with so little actual visual and, like, story vision. What does this add to the story? Why did it need to be in the Willow universe?
Turns out Willow's loaded.
There was clearly a lot of money put into this. The shots are beautiful. Graydon is darling. Borman is hilarious and absolutely my favorite part of the whole show. The ending made me so mad that I yelled for like 15 minutes. My husband is in love with the movie and knows it inside and out. He said, "Think about how mad you are, now double that. That's where I am."
It's not ideal, but I'd learn to live with it.
Despite the beautiful costumes, I almost gave up on House of the Dragon because of traumatic birth scenes and an overabundance of familial romances. But the finale actually drew me back in. This is the opposite of that. The finale made me rage quit. I am done.
You know what? I don't think I'm into you anymore.
What?
Willow being a jerk, Kit being the actual worst with the bare minimum of a redemption arc that I just didn't care about, and one of 2 brown men being sacrificed, that's not it. You can't save this show with Cassie from Skins. Oop, sorry, Allura. being a sweetheart in an actually interesting costume, or Borman, my favorite hilarious trollop. They can only carry so much weight, and they shouldn't have to over the course of an entire series. Whatever happens in season 2, I won't be there. Now to ask you, how do you feel about sequel series of long ago media? What do you wish you saw more of in fantasy world building through costume? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for checking out this video, and if you enjoyed it, please comment and subscribe. Thank you to my patrons for being amazing. I appreciate you so much, and I couldn't do this without you. Until next time, be fancy, be adventurous. Ah, Borman, my lovable equal opportunity Give him a spin-off, you cowards!